Welcome to Blood in the Snow Radio, where we give you the latest news and interviews with the best in Canadian genre cinema. Here are your hosts, Robert Bellamy and Festival Director Kelly Michael Stewart.
And Bits Radio is back on the air. I'm one of your hosts, Rob Bellamy.
And I'm Kelly Michael Stewart.
And we are here with the crew from Ghosting.
Yes. Actor-turned-amateur Ghostbusters explore haunted sites with celebrity guests blurring fiction and reality.
There we go. I'll get you to introduce yourself and your role in the project.
Hello, everybody. I am one of the creators and hosts of Ghosting, Matthew Finlan. I am said actor-turned-amateur Ghostbuster, here with my better half.
I am Luke Hutchie. I am the other co-creator, host, executive producer, and shit disturber of the duo.
Mm-hmm. You're also the sex appeal, for sure.
Also sex appeal. You're the brains, I'm the sex appeal, for sure.
Totally.
100%. 100%.
It's good to have defined roles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, boundaries are important in creative duo.
Which one are we?
I think that's still up for debate.
Okay.
We got the brains. I don't know who's the sex appeal. What brought about this? Because, like, Luke, last time we talked to you was with Ezra, and it was a web series, and now this is like a reality TV show.
Well, Matthew is in Ezra as well.
I was going to say, it's such a full circle moment. Yeah, that's how Luke and I originally met. Luke starred in Ezra, which he created, and we were just on a work trip together, and we were killing ourselves laughing with an excursion where we tried to get to Alcatraz, and it failed. We made it back to shore, and our friend Bacola was there with us, and we just were like, what if there was a concept where we tried to get into a place like Alcatraz? And we had watched this little video that showed us it was haunted, and I don't know, the idea of us getting into a haunted place together was just so ludicrous that we were like, there's something to that. And Luke is like producer extraordinaire and was able to take that idea and run with it and milk it for everything. And
like, hold my beer.
Exactly. Totally. Yeah.
It was just really funny because I think also, like, in the inherent of it all was, like, I think as, like, we had kind of talked about, I know, last time and stuff like that, but Canada has there's no sustaining element of this industry. Like, it needs so many things to even have a slight pulse. And so something like Ghosting was like, okay, we can use all these people that we know and kind of help form some sort of, star system that does something. And it was even just like being on that stupid boat. I was high. I was tripping out. I did not know Alcatraz was in San Francisco. I was like, what the fuck is that thing over there? And then Matthew's like, how do you not know what that is? And everyone was just like, you guys are both so stupid. And I was like, I know, isn't it great? And then bing, bang, boom.
And here
and
we
now
are.
We're here.
So that was the seed idea to pitch this?
Yeah. Okay, so for those listening who haven't seen the show, every episode Luke and I go to an allegedly haunted location with one of our, like, famous friends who from something haunted or scary, and we try to test their, like, gumption in real life. And so when we were on this boat to Alcatraz, Bacola was there, and she's another actress friend of ours. And yeah, we were like, this is the pilot in the making, which is why when we actually shot the pilot episode in Picton, Ontario at the Merrill House, we invited Bacola to come with us, and you can check that out on YouTube, CBC Gem right now, Peacock for our American listeners, and you can just see, like, literally the absurdity that happened on the boat is what we do in that haunted Airbnb. And it was important to us to be, like, very authentic, and like Luke said, to build this star system that is just us with our friends, because there's no opportunity for a lot of scripted talent in Canada to showcase themselves other than, like, breakfast television, which we love breakfast television, but, like, those opportunities, there aren't, there are only so many of those. We were like, where is the British are so good at a star system. Do you know what I mean?
Even Quebec,
yeah, so amazing. But Ontario, with the English-speaking Western world in Canada, we got to get on it. So
it was literally like the joke that went too far.
That's
like
what
Ghosting.
Yes.
Literally, like, it just happened.
Yeah.
Obviously with a lot of effort and strategic moves, but it was still one of those things that was just right place, right time, right people.
So how much of it is it like real? Because there's one of you is the skeptic and one is the believer, and like that is there any kind of character with it, or is it this is really what's going on? You say?
I think it's played out.
We play it up, yeah.
Because I would say Luke believes more than you let on.
Nothing in the show is fake,
right?
But we definitely play into. Here's the thing: we're crossing the country.
Here's the thing: we're not actually gay. We're not actually gay. So yeah, we're playing that up. No.
But we're traveling the country and we're spending lots of money to do that. So we kind of need to ensure that things will happen. So there's a lot of things that are premeditated or planned, but as far as the actual investigationing of it, that is all real.
Right.
But we definitely play into like, if nothing's happening, we'll just fight because that works and it makes sense for the storyline of the show.
Yeah, I mean, that happens anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, to touch off when Luke's saying things are planned, I would say we go into every scenario with an A plan or a B plan. Right. A plan is always the tools work, we get reactions, the ghosts are doing things and our guests are doing things. But plan B, in the event that that doesn't happen, Luke normally has something up his sleeve, which invariably leads to more results. Like one of our biggest moments in season 2, you can check it out. Luke brought what's called a Dybbuk box. For our listeners who know, it is a possessed demon inside of an entrapped it's a wooden box that's normally waxed and been blessed and like it comes with so many rules. Do not open it. But Luke chose to do it in a Freemason chapel with a drag queen of all people.
A drag queen?
A drag queen.
Canada's famous drag queen, Priyanka.
Exactly. What's her name? Well, now she's possessed. But yeah, so basically we go into these spaces without a real plan, but results have to happen, and they do.
That's why ghost busting? Like literally, we're talking, like I said, web series vampires to Ghostbusters.
I think it's just one of those things that's just like dumb and fun. Like I think that's what makes it like the show so relatable is there isn't necessarily a reason why. It's more just like this is how people act with their friends when they're being dumb. Like there isn't a rhyme and a reason. Yeah. Obviously within the show we structured it to be like we have a mission to prove if these ghost stories are true and we're going to go, we're going to see if the ghost of Mary is there at 3 a.m. like Margaret always says she is. So like there's an objective that we have to prove, but in the similarities of like The Simple Life, we're the worst people to be doing that. And so it's just very dumb and fun. Like I feel like we could be fishing, bowling. Here's the thing. I'm not qualified to do anything besides like run a parole board. So that's, I think, the fun of it.
Yeah.
And I think you've struck on what I like about it is because I there's a lot of these kinds of shows that I'm actually not a big fan of because it takes itself so seriously.
Exactly.
And it's all about really finding out if it goes. And this is much more about the personalities and the energy and everything like that. It's almost like that part's almost incidental. It's like kind of like that too. Like it's like that's it's you're gone.
But
it's more about the journey.
I fucking hate paranormal investigation shows. I hate them. I'm right there with you. I hate them.
It's so true. But we always wanted it to feel like, when you're watching a scary movie with your friends, like having a sleepover, and the more scared you get, the more fun you're having. That's what we were like, yes. And we were like, we do not take ourselves seriously, but we'll take the ghost seriously. So we respect all these stories we tell. And Luke has learned a lot about Canada in this show. I'm really proud of you, Luke.
But I will say to your point, even when we pitched the show, we were like, it's scary movie unscripted. That was it.
Right.
It's that with no script.
Right. You're 100% right. It's a ghost hunting show where ghost hunting is secondary.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah. Yep. Ghosting is about being hot, being Canadian, being hot, being captivating,
and
being
from
hot,
Canada,
and being from Canada.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit where we touch on like sex appeal and being hot, but it's not like the running force of the show. The running force of the show is being hot. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you pick your locations?
Well, I know what you're going to say, but I will give us a bit more credit.
Okay.
I think TikTok.
That's what I was going to say.
But I think with season 2, because we had the opportunity to go everywhere, we really broke it out. Like, what are buildings or things that you can go to that like we'll never have another reason to be in ever? Yep. And we're like, a mine.
Yes.
And then, like, I don't know, like a bunker or a ship. And so we kind of started looking for things like that, which is how we wound up in
I will
Newfoundland.
also say step one normally is once we have our cast assembled, once we've gotten enough friends to say yes, then we sort of look at their resume and go, okay, who would you know friend X from mostly? And then we go, okay, Kevin Alva's great example. Season 1, we're like, you know him from Yellow Jackets, and we're like, what environment do you see Kevin in a lot? And it's like, okay, a cabin in the woods. Could we get a location that is a haunted cabin in the woods to see if Kevin's fictional experience on Yellow Jackets aids him in any way talking to this demon that's in the woods? And that's as loose of a thread as it is. And then we're sexy and silly and goofy and girly. And that's basically
But then we get into the weird things where it's like we have Veronica Sloikoska from Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
And we brought her to a mine in Belle Isle, Newfoundland for absolutely no reason other than the fact that we thought it would terrify the fuck out of her.
Yep.
So
This is my new favorite show.
It's just dumb. And I think it's also one of those things where, like, the weirder the location, the more bizarre and fun it is, where it's like, what do you mean? Like, the fact that Veronica, and this is the thing about the show that, like, when we talk about it, nothing is fake, we text her, we're like, hey, girl, you're doing the show. She's like, babe, I'm fucking there. Okay?
Yeah, we just need the dates. We're like, what days are you available? Okay,
she's in New York, okay? And obviously, New York is, there's New York and there's Newfoundland. Those are two different things. I'm assuming we all know that. Just a little bit. Small scale. So she gets on a plane. She has no idea where she's going. None of them ever do. They have no idea. She gets on a plane. She knows she's flying into St. John's, flies to St. John's. The driver brings her to a dock, makes her go on brings her to a bus. Bus brings her to a dock. She gets on a boat, still has no idea where she's going. She's like freaking out. She's like, what the fuck is going on? Blah, blah, blah. She gets there and like they have no idea. And then she gets there and she's underground. She's like, she literally was like, if I could leave, I would.
Yeah. I think her exact words were, if I had known this is what it was going to be, I would have said no. We were like, too late.
So it's just like finding those places.
Yeah.
And we were actually the first crew to investigate the Belle Island mines, which is crazy. About half the locations we investigate were the first people to get to do it. There's something about the like badge of CBC and bringing in like a name, and obviously we respect the spaces, but it's pretty cool to go into these incredible locations, even though we take it as sillily as we do.
And it's like we went to the Yukon. Do you know what I mean? Like when else in your life are you gonna ever need to go to the Yukon?
When we're off air, I'm going to tell you about the location.
But okay. Here's the irony. One of the programmers of Bits and Bytes is that she lives in the Yukon,
and I love her. I love the Yukon.
Kindred spirit.
I love the Yukon. We had the best time in the Yukon. The Yukon is amazing. Yeah. It was a kook and a cock. I don't know, not like cock. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
That's so funny.
So. I don't know how to go beyond that.
So how many episodes have you done? And are you doing more, or is it?
We've done 16 episodes, and we can't speak to the exact nature of the future of ghosting at this present moment.
Every time I come here, I'm like, my projects. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Exactly. It's up to the demons. No, there's definitely more to come. We'll say that, and it's the beautiful thing is. As it grows online and continuing, because the episodes are growing in popularity, they just got picked up on Peacock, so America's loving it too. The built-in audience grows and the demand is there, which just makes it easier to then pivot and make something in whatever form makes sense. I don't want to give too much away, but there have been late night FaceTimes where we're like, oh, that'd be cool.
I think to the Canadian of it all, and like with peace and so much love to Canada, like with peace and so much love, not here to start a war. I think, again, nothing is set up for success, unfortunately, with a lot of the ways that things operate. And I think ghosting sits in a really interesting time where the show went extremely viral, gained over 43 million views online, and like even in Halloween it spiked over 500,000 episodic views. And so it sits in this really weird thing where like people don't, like if this was on an American streamer, I feel like there'd be like they would find a way to, like, you know what I mean, make it sizzle. But I think Canada's kind of just trying to figure out, what do you do with this? Like, we have more views on ghosting than the population of the country. Right. And so they're kind of trying to be like, well, what do we do? How do we, navigate this and what have you? And so, it's just been an interesting ride, but who knows? But I will say CBC has been great, and I love them. Thank you for paying your taxes.
Well, and thank you for being on the show and bringing ghosting. That was such a blast.
Thank you for having us. And hot people, we're here to represent you.
Exactly. You have a voice in ghosting.
Join us next time for Blood in the Snow Radio. Bits Radio is a production of Three Evil Cats Productions in association with the Blood in the Snow Canadian Film Festival. For more information and to listen to other episodes, visit bloodinthesnow.ca and tweet us at BitsFilmFest. Music by Jen Gorman, produced and edited by Kelly Michael Stewart. I am Eduardo Correa Lima. Till next